Hello, my wonderful people, viewers and subscribers all over the world. I welcome you all to this early morning Saturday broadcast, bringing to you the news of this day, making it possible for us who are out there that have no access to most of the things or how these news are being created. Our duty is to make sure that you get it and get it wide and clear, loud and clear, sorry to say. So if you have not subscribed to my channel, please endeavor to do that as soon as possible. And if you have not turned on the notification button, endeavor to also do that so that you will be notified each time we go live or post something new on our channel. So we are moving forward right now. Please don't touch the dial. I am here with you. And make sure you tighten your seatbelt, listen attentively as we about to take off. Yul Edochie to Simon Ekpa, sit at home, will not bring Biafra to us. The popular Nigerian actor Yul Edochie has told the self-acclaimed factional leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB Simon Ekpa, that issuing a sit-at-home order will not bring about Biafra. Okute News gathered that the Edochie, in an open letter to Ekpa, said suffering his own people who didn't create Nigeria will not bring about Biafra as well. According to the actor, Nigeria wasn't created by any Igbo, but rather by the British government for their alleged selfish reasons. Edochie advanced that violence would therefore not drive home his agitations. Instead, adopting peaceful and diplomatic ways would be the best way the world can hear the voices of Biafra agitators. His reaction is sequel to the bloody enforcement of a 5-day sit-at-home order issued by Simon Ekpa, who is a Finland-based and self-acclaimed discipline of IPOB leader Dr. Mazi Simon Ekpa. Okute News reported on Thursday that Ekpa, in a video posted on YouTube on Wednesday night, announced the end of the 5-day sit-at-home order, describing it as historic and successful for the Biafra land. Imagine the audacity. However, Edochie differed on his take, saying Biafra dream can't be actualized based on violence. The actor pointed out in his post that dear Simon Ekpa, sit at home will not bring Biafra. Suffering your own people will not bring Biafra either. Nigeria wasn't joined by Emeka or Chioma. Nigeria was joined by the British government for their own personal reasons. Therefore, suffering your people to make a point is of no use. To achieve Biafra, we must find peaceful and diplomatic ways to make the world hear our voice, and it starts by preaching love, peace, and unity among us in the Igbo. Using violence on your people will only bring division, and a divided house can never achieve anything meaningful, and that is what I keep telling my people all the time. Keep telling those ones who throng into my DM and my comment section using abusive languages that I don't know what I'm saying. Some even say that the money they pay for my education is a waste, simply because I am trying to direct them on the way we should go about this Biafra. Everyone in the Igbo land there or in the eastern part of the country, we need the Biafra. We need it, but this is not the way we can go about it. Issuing a 5-day consecutive sit at home, it will only worsen the region's economy and also suffer our own people who barely get their own food on a daily basis. So that is not the way to go about it. I've said this once, and I also repeat myself that this is not the way we can go about it. And that is why it seems like the international community have turned their back on us, simply because we are not doing what we're supposed to do to get this Biafra done. A house that divides by its own self can never stand. That is one thing about it. United we stand, but division and divided we all fall. So let us be mindful of how we are going about the struggle of Biafra, the restoration, and the things that behind it. So let us move straight into another news of this morning. Inspector General of Police Baba reveals those working to disrupt 2023 general elections, and what have you done about it, other than be sitting on television on daily basis doing nothing. You know those who want to disrupt the election. Have you arrested anyone? The answer is no. Inspector General of Police IGP Osman Baba has accused failed politicians and separatist groups are planning to disrupt the 2023 general elections. He also claimed that the indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB, and Yoruba Nation agitators are responsible for the recent attacks on the facilities of the Independent National Electoral Commission's INEC office. Liar. Liar. What are the investigations have you done on this? You have spoken like the other past what did they call it? The other past before you, your predecessor. You have spoken like him. When he tried to accuse the IPOB of the prison break in Owerri, what happens to him? The next one, they retire him or they send him to an errand. You have come again. What are the evidences that you can show? To back up your claims. What are the evidences? Reveal it. People are here to know about it. Don't just point accusing finger on people who knows nothing about it. Everything that is happening in INEC office is being perpetrated by the politicians as well, not IPOB or Yoruba agitators. So mind the way you talk, mister, so that the gods of our land will not turn against you. Ukuteni report that the police chief made accusation during an appearance before the House of Representatives ad hoc committee investigating attacks on INEC offices. Baba, who was represented by the Deputy Inspector General in charge of operations, Dandaura Mustafa, said the attacks on INEC buildings increased after the electoral agency lifted the ban on political campaigns. He stated that some politicians were involved in inter- and intra-party disputes, which led to the destruction of billboards, posters, and campaign offices in some parts of the state. He said the Nigerian police, being the lead agency in internal security and elections generally, is always at the receiving end. Whatever happens, the police must protect the people here and there. When INEC finally lifted the ban on campaigns, the campaigns commenced, and what we realized initially was inter- and intra-party disputes. We realized that members of the political parties were destroying billboards, posters, and campaign offices in some parts of the state. We quickly alerted the Commissioner of Police in charge of all the commands and gave them clear directives that it is the right of every political party to go to all the nooks and crannies of the society and campaign for their votes. It is a constitutional right, so no account should a state governor or any state actor prevent political parties from moving about to do their campaigns. We now come to the immediate attack on the INEC facilities of recent are the ones that took place in Osun and Ogun, Ebonyi, Imo, and Enugu. What we discovered is that we all know in this country it is a well-known fact that in the southeast geopolitical zone we have issues of secessionists, the IPOB and ESN. These groups are bent on stopping elections from taking place in the southeast. They have been attacking our personnel. They have been killing our personnel. They have been retrieving arms from members of the security agencies, not only the police, the military, and other paramilitary organizations that are there. They have been doing it, especially now that the ban on campaigns has been lifted. The election is approaching very fast, and they are putting much pressure to see that this election does not hold in the southeast political zones. In the southwest, we equally have the pro-Yoruba secessionists that are equally bent on succeeding and not allowing elections to take place in their areas. Hence, the attack on INEC in Osun and Ogun of recent. Baba added that some talks sponsored by failed and desperate politicians are responsible for some attacks on INEC facilities. The police boss added the politicians are bent on stopping INEC from conducting this election, saying that their plans will be neutralized. He added there are other ones that are sponsored by politicians and other stakeholders. There is also an issue of failed and desperate politicians who are bent on stopping INEC from conducting this election. All this things you are saying is story for the gods. You know all this one, you say election, they sponsor. Who are the sponsors? I said, who are the sponsors? The people who are sponsoring this thing will also pay you money and pay your men not to interfere when they are doing all these things. That is why you find out that every attack, there will not any police around there. But once the attack finished, either by hoodlums, kidnappers, or terrorists, or whatever, any hoodlums, once the attack finished, then the police will appear from nowhere and begin to arrest innocent citizens. And you are here making some silly statement that cannot even help us. If you know those people who are sponsoring all these people, why can't you got them arrested? That is why you are the police chief. Rubbish. They are using that opportunity to sponsor illiterate followers of the party and hoodlums to make sure that this general election does not hold and should not be successful. On the part of the desperate politicians, they felt that since they cannot stop INEC from taking all these measures to stop election rigging, let them sponsor hoodlum to make sure that this election should not be successful, should not be a successful exercise. According to Baba Alakali, our Madam Oga. Nnamdi Kanu's elder brother petitions international bodies over alleged torture of IPOB leader in the detention of DSS. The older brother of the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB, Prince Kanu Takanu, has petitioned some international bodies over what he described as the torture of his brother and Nnamdi Kanu. Okute News report that Kanu Takanu raised a petition to the U.S. State Department, UN Human Rights, European Commission, UK Parliament, Rishi Sunak, and the Canadian Prime Minister and others about the ill treatment of detainees in the country. According to him, the refusal to give his brother, who is a detainee with the Department of State Service (DSS) food and medication is like torturing him. He said it is a shame in the 21st century inmates are starved to death in Nigeria. His reaction follows a disclosure by Kanu's special counsel, Aloy Ejimako, who took to Twitter to allege that the IPOB leaders said DSS officials had refused to feed him regularly and made provision for his drugs in the last 9 days due to unavailability of money. Okute News reported earlier that Ejimako, in a tweet on Thursday, said his client made the allegation during his routine visit at the to the IPOB leader in the DSS custody in Abuja. Kanu's lawyer said that IPOB leader did not have any mail on Thursday, as the operatives of the secret agency said that there was no money to buy food for him. The lawyer, who said he visited Kanu in the company of Prince Emma Kanu and barrister Nnaemeka Ejiofor, noted that Kanu insulted him to make his ordeal in the DSS custody public. Kanu's elder brother, while faulting the federal government for the development, noted that the deprivation of feeding, medication, and sleeping in detention centers are weapons of torture. He bemoaned that despite all the huge budgets allocated, detainees in the country still suffer from hunger. The DSS have already siphoned all the money. You don't know your country. This is the only country that will be looking at the poor and they'll be dying, and they will be very happy about it. But when one cow died, then the whole community will be on the run. Kanu has stated that that is Nigeria for real. Even detainees in prison across the country buy their own mattress to sleep on, yet a huge budget is allocated for the same. However, it was also gathered that Ejimako and Kanu's family have concluded plans to raise more than ₦1 million for Kanu's feeding and medication in the DSS custody in Abuja. This one is waste of economic resources, because when the money gets to them, they will siphon it. And what Nnamdi Kanu will get on daily basis will not even be up to ₦100,000, and they will demand for another one. Yes, they started giving, they have opened office in this family. Watch my word. Just hear it when the time is right. Earlier, Okute News reported that the IPOB's leader youngest brother, Prince Emma Kanu, had disclosed that plans were underway to raise ₦1 million for Kanu's welfare following the new development. So that is all you people need to know about Kanu Takanu raising an alarm to the international community about the torture the man Nnamdi Kanu is passing through in the DSS detention camp. Protest rocks about over Nnamdi Kanu's continued detention. Some women who are supporters of the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB, Nnamdi Kanu, took to the streets in Abia State to protest his continued detention. Ukutenu report that the pro-Biafra agitator has been in the custody of the Department of the State Service for the continued trial of treasonable felony and terrorism charges preferred against him. Despite the Court of Appeal sitting in Abuja having discharged Kanu in October and the Federal High Court in Umuahia ordering his return Kanu to Kenya, the federal government has yet to obey any of the court orders. However, the IPOB leader has accused the DSS of denying him his drugs and medical attention in the past 9 days and failing to give him food on Thursday. Kanu's special counsel Lawyer Dimako had in a tweet on Thursday said his client made the allegation during his routine visit in the IPOB to the IPOB leader in the DSS custody in Abuja. Dimako stressed that the IPOB leader did not have any mail on Thursday as the operatives of the secret agency said there was no money to buy him his regular mail, which is rather expensive. Following the development, the women took to the streets on Friday to protest the government's refusal to comply with the court order to release Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. One of the banners the protesting woman had read, "Buhari's regime must obey court orders." Nnamdi Kanu's family have released 1 million naira to DSS. I wish and hope that this money will be utilized for the welfare of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu in the detention, not for them to siphon it and use it for the numerous spending which have been a norm in the Nigerian system of government. Both the security agencies who are supposed to be fighting for corruption are the one corrupted at this point in time. That is Nigeria for you. And if you don't know it, just know it now that Nigeria is the only place where you will go to police station, you'll be the one to feed yourself. But government makes budget of billions and trillions of naira concerning this. Where all this money goes is what I don't know. Whether they are using it to hire more, to go to arrest more inmates, but the money is meant to take care of the inmates in the whole wide country. But Nigeria, the reverse is the case. They will turn it upside down and tell you that there's no money, whereby the money which have been meant for all these projects have been siphoned to their private accounts, even owing the warders who work for them, that is Nigeria, whereby all this money have been made available. Sometimes we keep calling Buhari. Buhari is not the problem of Nigeria. Every subsections of this country have failed, starting from the local government to state to councillor, and the rest of everybody have been corrupted. And the earlier we change this system, the better for all of us. If not, we'll keep on having all these miscarriages in government and failed government for that. So please, let us move straight into another business of the day. 25-year-old now with guns in Enugu State. Photos. Who are that 25 years and where are you from? The police in Enugu State Command has nabbed a 25-year-old Amechi Precious for alleged possession of 3 locally made Beretta pistols. Okute News report that the suspect, who was in a Toyota Sienna commercial vehicle transiting from Abakaliki, Ebonyi State to Oka, Anambra State, was arrested along Ozara, 4 corners Udi Road. These 4 corners. So police are working in these 4 corners. But when Fulanis will be there, police will be nowhere to be found. When bandits are there kidnapping people, police will be nowhere to be found. Not that I'm supporting what this young man do, but I'm just trying to say that, man, these people, well, let's keep calm. Udi Road on 01/12/2022 about 11 something a.m. According to the State Police Public Relations Officer, DSP Daniel Ndukwe, he was arrested by police operatives serving as a 3 PMF Enugu. Ndukwe said that upon search conducted, 3 locally fabricated Barrett pistols, 1 boot of a locally made gun, and other incriminating items were found in his unlawful possessions. Consequent on the further investigation actions, operatives of the command on 15/12/2022, arrested Ofozoba Amandi, age 26, at Anam in Anambra's West local government area of the state, identified as the recipient of the firearms and a member of a criminal syndicate. He said the suspect will be arraigned and prosecuted in court once investigations are concluded. Meanwhile, the State Commissioner of Police, CP Ahmed Amani, has tasked police operatives of the command to sustain the tempo in riding the state of unrepentant criminals while calling on the people of the state to continue to assist the police with credible informations, they wrote. Imo Assembly Labour Party candidate killed by suspected assassins. Imo State again. What is happening in this state? How mighty has fallen? How this Imo State from nowhere, just from top to bottom? And that Imo State belongs to APC of recent. From top to bottom. From top to bottom. They keep having security issues every now and then. They keep having security miscarriages every now and then. They keep having attacks every now and then. If they don't attack a market, they will attack INEC office. If they don't attack INEC office, then Ebubago and DSS and SS will be killing the youths, all in this same Imo State. How do we get to this bridge that we cannot even cross? May the Almighty Chukwu Okeabiama help the people of Imo State, and I myself, because I am from Imo State. The Labour Party candidate for Onimo local government area in the State House of Assembly, Christopher Elehu, has been killed. Reports obtained by Okute News on Friday revealed that the politician was killed today by some unknown gunmen suspected to be hired assassins. The assailants, who reportedly set ablaze Elehu's residence and destroyed his properties, including motorcycle. The gunmen, who were said to be on a rampage, reportedly visited the house of the other politicians in the area but made their absences. The Punch said their gunshot lasted for over 2 hours without restriction. Where are the police people? And you tell me that the governor of Imo State is not aware of this? That he silenced almost all the whole police people not in that for good 2 hours. That is this what the people were shooting, and no one, no unrestricted, no one even come there, not even a vigilante. Okay, where are the Bubago? Where are the Bubago whom they claim that they're the one that they are guiding Imo State? That ESN should give way. All this is happening in Imo State. If I tell you people that the governor of Imo State is aware of it and his hand is in it, do not doubt me. Do not say I am giving fake news or propagandous news. I never do that. I got my news and everything I'm telling you from a very right source. Yes, I have an insider in Imo House, in the government house there. So all these things is what they are planning. When they plan it, they will plan it with the police that we are going to do this operation for 2 or 3 hours. Let your men be on their stations, no any patrol, and also a Bubago. Everybody will give way for 2 good hours. Not in a local government. And nobody. It's alright. They have killed Christopher Elehu, popularly known as Wasco. Until his death, he was the Labour Party candidate in Onimo local government area. They invaded his house when everybody had gone to sleep and shot for 2 hours. They killed the man and burned his house. They also destroyed his property. His corpse was lying on the floor with machete cuts when villagers gathered in the morning. A source who pleaded anonymity told the news platform. Okute News understand that the latest incident is coming barely 2 weeks after the Labour Party candidate in a sister local government area, Kigwe Chukwunonye Irono, died suddenly. Have you seen it? Irono, who was billed to anchor Labour Party's presidential campaign rally in the state, slumped a night to the occasion. He was rushed to Federal Medical Center in Owerri, where he was pronounced dead. However, the State Police Command is yet to issue an official statement on the latest incident. They will never. Instead, may them die. They will never issue any statement on that regarding that issue. That is the country we came from. That is the state we all are shouting, we are from Imo State. Imo State is a better place. Look at what is happening in Imo State. From the inception of this regime, Imo State have been a hell. The blood of the innocent that have been shed on that stage is crying daily, day by day. The property that have destroyed in Imo State have worth billions of nairas, all in the name of to silence the opponents, all in the name of to destroy people who will counter this government if they are trying to go for the election coming 2023. But look at what is happening. Peace have eluded Imo State since the inception of Hope Uzodinjo. Nobody is safe in Imo State since the inception of Hope Uzodinjo. Nobody can tell you that I walk freely. Not even the youth, not even students can walk freely in Imo State without no one harassment or the other, either from Ebubago or the police of Hope Uzodinjo. How mighty has fallen. May the Almighty Chukwu Ogiabiama see us through, because what is happening in Imo State is really is an abomination, sorry to say, because the blood of the innocent that have shed on that stage for the past 3 years and then are going to 4 years. It's like the blood that have shed during the Nigerian Biafra War 1967 to 1970. So I imagine that under 4 years, just only one time, this government have done more harm. We are not fighting war in Imo State, but people die in their numbers on daily basis. What have happened is what we cannot tell. The governor, Abi, what do they call him, keep on silencing people who he thinks that are opposition to his re-election coming 2023. We will see how all these things will end. Yes, we will see how it will end. Everything about APC in Imo State is a nightmare. It's a very, very nightmare. From committing what do they call it? INEC scam to killing and the initiation of Ebubago, forcing them on peoples for them to be guarding the cities, whereby they are the one destroying the cities, destroying lives and destroying properties. May God never allow us to see another Hope Uzodinjo coming 2023. Say amen wherever you are, and drop your comment at the comment section. I will reply to you as soon as possible. So my great people, this is a very quick one at that, as I said earlier. So we are going to give up to this broadcast. Looking forward to another mouth-watering and another blockbuster broadcast in this Saturday morning. Have a nice day. May the Almighty Chukwu Obiabiama bless each and every one of us. Subscribe to my channel if you have not done that. Like and comment. Turn on the notification button so that you will be the first to be notified each time we go live or post something new on our channel or every channel that is related to Okute Daily Talk. I still remain your brother, your sister, and that your uncle, that you're always happy when you hear his voice. Have a nice day. May the God Almighty bless the works of our hands, both now and forevermore. I am signing out. Bye for now. Bye, people.